Hello, DigimonTCG. This is coming with a deck profile for Armor Rush for Bt9. This is the last deck profile I will do um, till October at least. We're taking a break, me and my fiance, from Digimon locally because we do live an hour away from our locals. And traveling there and work and juggling it all has just been a lot for us lately, so we're going to take a break. I was going to do a deck profile of my Grandest Kuwagamon deck. Uh, it was a really good list, but honestly, it was kind of just all the lists that you've seen online, kind of jumbled together. It had the best parts from Mario's list, the best parts from uh, different lists that I've seen on YouTube. It took all the great parts of those decks and kind of just combined it into a deck that was really really good. The first time I used it at my locals, I technically went 4-1 because our TO had messed up the standings, which understandable. Things happen, but I took it to our store championships. I want to say not last weekend, but the weekend before that, and I went 3-1, only losing once, and it was an absolutely close game. It was to War Greymon, and there was nothing wrong with the deck. There was nothing wrong with me. I didn't misplay or anything. It was just unfortunate. Game one, I drew a really really bad hand, and we do mulligans for our locals, but for the store championships, we didn't, due to it being an actual championship. So it was a little hard. Game one against the War Greymon deck, I had a horrible hand. I had to play a Kabuterimon for cost in my starting hand. It was that bad. So he won the game one. Game two, I came back, OTK'd him, did everything that Grandis is supposed to do. And then game three, I had my setup, came out, cleared 5 security, but wasn't able to get that extra swing. I didn't have a hybrid in my hand or something, or I had already unstood the Grandis and swung again. So I cleared his 5 security, and then upon turn pass, he brought up his Wargray, and he was able to clear my 5 security and then have blitz for game, because that's one thing that red and blue have in their arsenal is the blitz Omnimon. Green doesn't have that. So that was just unfortunate. It was a great game though. Very, very good player. My locals always have good games with him. But anyway, so yeah, I was going to do the grandest deck profile, but I decided not to because it's basically just all the it's all the good parts of the decks that you've seen online already, just rolled into one. So I decided not to do that. Instead, I decided to go with my second favorite deck this format, and that is Armor Rush. So yeah, I'm gonna dive into it. I've already been rambling on long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and go into this. Our 4 babies of choice is 4 Upamons. We don't really need a 5th baby. We normally close out games pretty quickly. This isn't an OTK deck, but it is a very aggressive deck. The when attacking, when they don't have a source, when they have a Digimon on board that doesn't have a source, you draw one, comes in handy, gets us some draws. Dig through our deck a little bit deeper. Pretty self-explanatory. Y'all know Upamon is usually the baby of choice when it comes to decks that have blue in it or have blue rookies. Moving on, we have 4 of the jamming Vmon. Not much to say about this. It's jamming. It swings Digimon that are checked with security. It doesn't die for the battle. That's self-explanatory. All these Vmons that I'm playing are kind of self-explanatory, to be honest with you. We play the starter deck one. Yeah, I had to make sure the starter deck one. Okay. On play, reveal top 3 cards. Add a free Digimon and their traits among them to your hand. Put the rest at the bottom. Again, we play it. We search our deck. 95% of this deck is free. with the exception of our options tamers and our tech cards, I'll say, to kind of keep y'all here. I don't want to give all the goodies right away. And then we have 4 of the Bt9 Vmon on play. Reveal top 4 cards. Add a 2-colored blue card among them to your hand, so that you could add Megadeth, you could add the Tamer, the blue Davis and Ken Tamer, Hammer Sparks, not a Hammer Sparks, I'm sorry, has to be a 2-colored card. 2-colored card, but helps you grab, again, about 95% of your deck. If not all your, not all your deck, because it doesn't grab like Omnis and it doesn't grab your Hammer Sparks, like I said, or anything like that. Or any of your babies, really. It just really grabs the rest of your deck. And then lastly, closing out the rookies, we play 2 Vmons. We do have a good bit of restanding in this deck. Actually, we have a lot of restanding in this deck. So, once per turn, when you restand a Digimon, draw a card. So this is just more draw power. We want to dig. We want to see our pieces pretty quickly. And all these draw abilities, the Upabons, and then that Vmon helps us get there. So that's the rookies. Moving on to the level 4s, we play 4, of course, of the Flamedramon. Using the Armor Purge ability, it evolves for 2 instead of 3 on top of Vmon. That's why all of our rookies are Vmon. Armor Purge, if it dies, you just get rid of the top card, and the Vmon stays. Y'all know what Armor Purge is by now. And then when it digivolves, spin it level 4 or lower. It helps you get rid of blockers a lot. Most blockers are level 4s. Then we played 4 Flamedramon, one of my favorite cards, one of my favorite Digimon, along with the Garglemon and Kabuterimon. This is probably my 3rd favorite Digimon. Flamedramon, Armor Purge, of course, evolves for 2 on a Vmon. That's why all of our Vmons, all of our rookies are Vmons. And then when attacking, this Digimon gains 3k for the turn. So it does gain for the turn, so there's a nice little combo in here. I'll put this card aside to kind of tell y'all that later. But there is a nice little combo that I have kicked off quite a few times using that for the turn ability. And then lastly, our level 4s, no, not lastly, but more level 4s, we play 4 Magnemon. This is a blocker and Armor Purge. It evolves for 3 on a Vmon. And when digivolving, it restands. And it gets 2k for every armor form in the graveyard and in the trash area. So so even if you swung with like a Vmon, you'll evolve into this, it'll come back restood, and now it's a blocker that gets beefier for every armor form you have in the trash. So it kind of helps you. And then of course if you block it with the Armor Purge, and then you'll go back to a Vmon, and then they have to answer the Vmon or leave it there just to go back into another one of these. And then our last level 4 is just a little tech, mainly to help me. It's kind of like the additional Lydramon in a sense for Lydra helps you get rid of memory blocker Digimon. And this one also does 2. We play 1 Halsamon. Now it evolves for 3 on a Vmon. It evolves for 2 on a Hawkmon, but we don't play Hawkmon, so we are playing 3 for this, unfortunately. But you pay 3 for it. It's good if you want to stall your opponent. If you just have if you have 2 memory and you don't want to go, if we don't have a Magnemon, normally if we have 2 memory, we'll go into a Magnemon and just pass them with 1. But if we have 2 memory and we only have you kind of don't want to go into a Lydramon or a Flamedramon to go to 0, and then now you got to give them a little bit more than 1 because not much in this deck costs 1. So normally, sometimes if we're at 2 memory, we'll just evolve into this and just to give them the 1 memory, and then whenever we swing, we get rid of those Madoki betas, those Chumons, the stuff like that, Terriermons, Gazimons, those memory tamers, not those memory tamers, the memory Digimon that stop us from gaining memory, because we do have Hammer Sparks in this deck, and we want those memory tamers. Why do I keep saying memory tamers? We want those memory Digimon gone. There we go. English. I'm so sorry. Moving on to our level 5, we play 1. Again, this is kind of just a little tech. We play the 1 Flamedramon. We do have lots of blue. Lots of blue. Lots of blue. And then, of course, we have, these are our greens that we use. So we'll go like boom, boom, Flamedramon, swing, swing, all that good stuff. Kind of just the tech. Like I said, it's just in there to pop off if we have it. If we DNA Digivolve, bounce a level, not a level 6, a 6K or lower. So it also gets rid of those Digimon that stop our memories from getting too crazy. And then we just go swing, swing. If it dies, okay, doesn't matter. We kind of don't care. Jamming, it doesn't really need to have jamming. 8K is pretty beefy to get over a lot of things this meta. So we're usually not worried about it. And then going to our level 6s, now we do play only 1 level 5, but we play 3 level 6s, and I'll tell you why if you don't understand. So this can evolve on top of Magnamons. It can evolve on top of these for 4. Or, and I'll show you later, there's an option that lets you go from any of them. It lets you go from Flamedramon, Lydramon. I don't think Wholesomeon. I'll have to check the text of the card. But it also lets you go to here from one of these 2 as well. So we can bypass that level 5 really easily. And go into this, and it has a neat ability. Opponent's turn, let me read it. I want to read it word for word to y'all, because it does get a little confusing if I just kind of summarize it. So opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, if a card with armor form or X antibody is in this Digimon's Digi-Evolution cards, you may switch the attack of that target to this Digimon. So it's basically a blocker that can stay unrested. So basically, they'll swing, and I'll be like, okay, redirect attack to this. It doesn't have to tap. And then if it just lives, it just stays there. Or if it dies, the second effect comes into play. All turns, when this Digimon would be deleted, you may place the top card of this Digimon on top of your security stack face down to prevent that deletion. So you can get the attack to go here, and then instead of this being deleted, you can put this on top of your security, and then whatever was underneath it just stays. So that's a nice little interaction. And it is all turns too. So if you swing and they're like, oh, my security is higher than 11, you're deleted. I'm like, nope. Boom. And then the card that was underneath it is tapped because it did attack. So it's kind of recovery in a way. It's some cheeky recovery that acts as a blocker, but you don't have to tap it as a blocker. So that's, a neat little thing that this deck's able to do. And then lastly, rounding off our Digimon, we play 1 Blitz Omni. Because we do play level 6s, and we can get to the level 6s from level 4s. So a lot of times we can just skip the level 5, go boom if we want, and then Blitz. And then we play 1 Merciful Mode to go on top of the Omnimon, if need be, or we'll just pay 6 to go right here. It's no big deal. Everybody should know what Blitz Omni does. You evolve it, unsuspend it. When Digivolving, it has Blitz, and then when Digivolving, unsuspend. And then if this Digimon would be deleted or returned to its owner's hand or deck, you may trash the level 6 Digimon under this card. It's dead. So if you swing, and then you go here, unsuspend, swing again, usually for game. If he stays there and game is not 1, then we're able to go here for 3. 3. Yeah, we're able to go here for 3. And this card is neat, especially when you have the full Magnamon X antibody, Omnimon, and this, because it says with Digivolving for each Digimon, for each Mega in its traits, each card with Mega in its traits, so that's 1 Mega, 2 Mega. For each card with Mega in its traits, delete one of your opponent's Digimon, then place 10 cards from your opponent's trash at the bottom of their deck in any order. So helps against Beelsmon decks, helps against Beelstar decks. It's really nice. I've actually, since my meta has a lot of Beelstar, not Beelstar. It has some Beelstar, but it has a lot of Beelsmon. I actually thought about upping this to 2 and 2, but the problem with that is I only run 3 level 6s, so it gets a little clunky if you see these and you're not seeing these. So I'm a little skeptical about doing that. But this card against Beelsmon players is so good. So you have if you have the 2 megas, if you have the boom and the bam, and you do this, that's 2 megas, so that's 2 things you can kill. And then you put 10 cards to the bottom of their deck. And then at the start of your turn, trash this Digimon. It's not a may, you have to do it. At the start of your turn, trash this Digimon from the top of your stack. Yeah. Trash the Digimon, trash the top card of the Digimon, which would be this. And if you do, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So it's a burn. Basically, if it lives and they don't answer it, it's start of turn, you do your draw, and then you kill that, and you burn one of their lives, and then you just swing out and usually win the game. But it's not Plan A at all. Like, Plan A is the rest of the deck. Like, Plan A is all of this, and this is just like Plan B and C, if you can say. It's kind of just if you see it, cool. If you don't, and it's not a big deal. A lot of times these will be in security, and they'll just be big, beefy numbers that kill attacking Digimon. It's not that big of a deal. But I do like the tech of it to be there if I need it. Now, you might be wondering... well, let me show you. Those are the only Tammers I play. So you might be wondering, why the hell isn't he wearing Davis? I don't own Davises. Honestly, I've never owned Davises. Back in set 1.5, I never grabbed Davises. Because back in set 1.1, 1.0, 1.5, I was, if you look back on the videos on this channel, some of my biggest videos, actually one of my biggest videos, I was a red Omnimon player until set 4 at least. No, maybe set 5. Because set 4, I think I still ran Omnimon Turbo just with some extra little stuff. So I never really cared about getting Davises. Now Davises are expensive. And I don't want to spend that Davis money, to be honest with you. I'm trying to save up for October. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back anymore. I'm trying to save up for set 10 because your boy want to play Dark Knightmon. And I don't think Dark Knightmon's going to be pricey. Thank God I got the Death X's already. Because those are going up. But I don't think Dark Knightmon's going to be too pricey. But I do want to be able to buy that deck. I have been waiting for that deck since it was revealed. I'm so excited to play it. Good or bad, I'm playing it. If I could scrub out every week, I don't care. I'm playing the hell out of that deck. I am so ready. I so love it. I love Dark Knightmon. I love how his cards work. I love how he's basically can't be killed in a way. I know that's kind of stretching, but the way the cards work and the deck works, he kind of can't be killed because once one dies, you just play another, and you it's crazy. I don't necessarily think it's going to be meta, but I definitely think it's going to be a fun deck, and I can't wait to give you guys that video whenever October comes around and we get BT7. I mean BT8, BT9. Oh my gosh. Numbers. First it was words, now it's numbers. Okay, so that's it for the Tamers. 3 Hammer Sparks. Sorry they look different. 2 of them are the same. The third one's different. I'm sorry. I've only ever had a playset of... Well, I think I've only ever had a playset of Hammer Sparks. I used to have 4 of these. And then I had traded 2 away. Kept 2 just in case I ever went back to blue. And then I picked these 2 up for my guy, one of my friends. So now I have a playset of Hammer Sparks. But I have 2 of this copy and I have 2 of this copy. And I really didn't want 4 of them in this deck. So I decided to go with the the art that I liked better, and just add this as the third. So 3 Hammer Sparks, 1 Ice Wall. I mean, it's Ice Wall. Come on now. It's limited for a reason. But I will read it to you. Also, if y'all don't know what this does, gain 1 memory, security, gain 2 memory, crazy. This security, gain 2 memory, crazy. Active main, all of your opponent's Digimon gain 1 attacking, lose 2 memory to the end of your next turn. Broken. Like I said, reason it's at 1. And then going on to the rest of our options, we play 3 rockets, 3 fire rockets. Lets your armor, a Digimon with armor form, it bypasses the color requirements. So as long as you have an armor form in play, you can play this without meeting the red. And then one of your Digimon with 2 or more colors, so it's basically any of your level 4s. It can go for this, but you have to have an armor form on the field because he is not an armor form. So, which is weird. But anyway, if you have an armor form on the field, you can put this to him because he has 2 colors. You just have to have an armor form on the field to meet the requirement. But one of your Digimon with 2 colors or more gains security attack +1. So lets you hit crazy numbers. One thing, this isn't the interaction I was kind of talking about. But like for example, let's say we're here, got a jamming Vmon, and then this Flamedramon. So we swing, we got a fire rocket in play for this. We swing, he gains the 3, that's cool. Security attack +1. First check kills him. It's a 9K. First check kills it. Armor purge. It's still swinging. It has jamming, so this will live. And then the second check will happen. The second check will also happen if it's 80 Vmon, but it's nice to put it underneath the jamming because that way you don't have to worry about the second check. But you could, in theory, go like that. Fire rocket. Swing, first check's a 9K. Cool. Purge, do the second check. You know, you could do that, but I like to, hopeful world, have a jamming underneath it. But that wasn't the idea I was telling y'all about earlier. Okay, this is that option card I was telling y'all about that lets any of our level 4s go into the level 6. Let me read it. So again, if you have a Digimon with armor form and its traits, you may play this card without meeting its color requirements. Main, when you Digivolve, you may Digivolve one of your Digimon with armor form and its traits into a Digimon with Magnamon in its name from your hand, ignoring its Digi-evolution requirements, and without paying its memory costs. The Digimon Digivolved with this effect can't have its DP reduced by your opponent's effects until the end of your opponent's turn. So, like I said, like I just read, that lets any of your level 4s, which Magnamon could already go into Magnamon X, but that lets any of your level 4s. So hold up, it says armor form? Yeah, it does. So we can use Hall Spawn. So any of these can go into him with this card. Okay? So remember that. This card opens the deck up a lot. Okay. And then security attack. I forgot to mention. Security attack kills a blocker. Doesn't really come up too often. Sometimes, I mean, we are in an OTK format sometimes. They will have a blocker, so you just kill it. But mostly we deal with blockers with our what's it called, Flamedramon, you know, because most blockers are level 4, so we'll just tap their blocker right into it if we got to. And then lastly, for Megadeth, because Megadeth and security is amazing. We will pay cost for it if we have to. A lot of times we'll have our blue-green set, either with Flamedramon or with Ken Davis. We'll have our blue-green. It's not a big deal. And then Megadeth, tap something, and then put it to hand. And then something that's rested goes to hand. Doesn't have to be the thing you tap. You could suspend one thing and then bounce something else that's already rested. So yeah, you don't have to bounce the thing that you rest. Typically you do though. So that is the deck profile. Let me try to, as quick as possible, because we're already at 25 minutes. Let me try to, as quick as possible, tell you the nice little play that I do pretty often. So we have a Ken Davis set up. Just one's all we really need. And let's say, I mean, we could get real crazy, but let's just say for argument's sake we have 2 Flamedramons. Or actually, no, let's say we got... Okay, perfect world. Perfect world. Perfect world. I have actually done this too. Well, I'm going to show y'all one part of this, but I have gone a little crazier before. It's really, the things you can do with this deck is pretty crazy. Okay, I've got a Vmon. Evolve into Vmon. Or actually, no. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, I'll show y'all this, and then I'll show y'all the perfect world setup. So we go here for 2. Swing. We gain the 3K. For the turn. Remember that. For the turn. This is why I'm showing y'all this combo. Check. It's a 9K. Okay, Armor Purge. Kills this. This is tapped. And then you want to go into... Let's say we have 2 more memory. Evo for 2. Now, you can tap this. I don't know if y'all heard my explanation in the Imperial Dramon video, but you can tap this when going into a multicolored Digimon. You can tap this to unsuspend it. So, we've swung out with this one. Swung. It dies. 9K check. Armor Purge. Evolve for 2. Restand. It keeps the 3. Because remember, that is for the turn. The 3 carried over to this when it died. Boom. So we're already at 8K. We're going to swing again for an additional 3K for this one. So now we're 8K plus 3K. Now we're 11K. Okay? So that's what I was saying. Keep in mind that DP gain is for the turn. For the turn effects carry over when you evolve and digivolve. So the 3K carried here, it's a 5K. We evolved, tap this to restand. Now he's got 8K. You swing again, he gains the 3 from himself. Now he's 11K. So here's what I was saying in the perfect world. Perfect world setup. This is a perfect world setup we're talking about here. Let's go. Okay. So we got, let's say 5 memory. Well, let's not even say 5 memory. Let's say 4 memory. 4 memory is all we really need. Well, not all we really need, but okay. So here we go. We'll swing. 8K, check, we live. Because 8K is a sizable number. Swing, because we have jamming, so what? So we evolve for 2. We'll do this to restand it. We can go. Now remember, this gained 3K. No, never mind, because this is a new Digimon. I'm so sorry. Okay, that's not the combo I was thinking of anyway, though. Okay, so we'll swing. And let's say 5K, it dies. Okay. And then the Magnamon, that's what I was thinking about, yeah. So we had 5. We spit 2 here. We spit 2 here, so now we got 1. And then we could still evolve here for 3. and then it restands by its own effect, and now it's a blocker. So you did 1, 2, 3 hits, 2 hits. No, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2, 3. You did 3 hits and have a blocker for just 5 memory. Could have did it with less either. Also, because we only really needed the 2 and 2. So if we had 4 memory, we would have went boom, 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 died. We're at 0. Put them to 3, have a blocker. So you did 3 attacks. That was the combo I was thinking about anyway. I was trying to get a little cheeky with the Flamedramon, but I forgot Flamedramon is a different card when you draw this. So count that out. But the original combo that I was telling you about was boom, 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 tap, boom, and then if it dies, it normally does die because 5K is kind of weak. If it doesn't die, cool. We'll go into our level 6. Because normally we have the level 3, the 3 cost option. But if it dies, boom, blocker. So, but that's honestly, that's me rambling on too much. I must say I am a little out of practice with this deck. I do remember 99% of the plays though. Like I said, I do remember that combo that I just showed you. But we haven't been at my locals in at least a week. So I mean, I am a little out of practice. But I remember most of the gist of this deck, and I've explained it well enough to you. This deck has a lot of little tricks and things you can do. A lot of things just come up as you play. So hope you put the list together. It's not very expensive. Maybe the Blitz Omnis are a little pricey. But honestly, you can replace it with any other Omni that's not expensive. You kind of just need a blue Omni and then just go into that. But it's really up to you, whatever you want to do. It's not an expensive deck, to my knowledge, at least. Megadeths are cheap. I think the only thing that would be expensive, but honestly worth, and it probably is not that expensive, but honestly is worth it, is the starter deck Vmons, the jamming Vmons, and the Magnamon antibodies. Like, those are worth it. Everything else is pretty much cheap. So, anyway, that's the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I apologize for rambling like usual. I will try to start working on that, at least for my next video. My next video, I'm going to try to give y'all some gameplay. I haven't been giving y'all much gameplay lately. However, with me not going to the card shop, the gameplay probably is just going to be me and my fiance. Or, yeah. So, I mean, she is a good player. She's top tournaments before. Definitely nothing to bat an eye at. She is, when she wants to be. Sometimes a lot of times our locals is on a Friday, and she works, I'm not going to give out too many details, but she does work, in medical coding. So she's on her computer all day. She's sitting down all day. She's using her brain and her mental capacity a lot all day. So a lot of times she's just kind of burnt out after work on Fridays. But a lot of times when she's not burnt out, she is a force to be reckoned with. Definitely a good player. So you guys will probably see that whenever me and her play. And I record it. She is a great player, and she can keep up with the best of them at our locals, and we have good players at our locals, you know. So anyway, I'm done rambling. Hope you guys enjoy the deck profile. Next video will probably be a gameplay, me playing her. But the next deck profile, unless I decide to do a Gym Leader Challenge deck profile for Pokemon, which I may or may not do. My next deck profile will probably be Dark Knightmon in set 10. So, hope you guys look forward to that. I'm excited for set 10. I don't know about you guys. If you're excited for set 10, put it in the comment section. A lot of people at my I keep hitting my phone. A lot of people at my locals are worried about the X Cross deck with Shoutmon and stuff like that. I'm not really worried about it. I get how powerful it could be. I get what it could do. Um, but honestly, Dark Knightmon, I'm playing Dark Knightmon rain or shine, win or lose. I actually have the deck proxied. I've had it proxied for probably since the cards were revealed to be in English and were able to be printed out as proxies. I've probably had the deck proxied since then. And I've been kind of testing it at home, so I know how it plays. I like how it plays. I'm just so excited to play it. So anyway, look forward to that. Look for the gameplay coming up soon. Might have some GLC gameplay as well for Pokemon. I do want to put more Pokemon stuff on this channel. I may or may not also do Magic. I recently reconnected with a friend of mine, and he's big into playing Commander and Magic. But Commander games go for so long, I really don't know how I could get that on camera. Even if it's just me and him, just two-person playing. Commander games can go for pretty long, so I don't know about that. I do have a Pioneer deck built. If he does decide to play some Pioneer, maybe I'll record that. Don't know yet, but we'll have to see how it goes. Anyway, until next time, break. I'm done rambling. Hope you like the deck profile. Look out for some more videos. Till next time, Limit Break.